it all becomes like a computer game, and this is what's probably most concerning, is just taking people out because you can, and it's like, yeah, locked onto target, deliver your payload, and that's it. And you sat there, and then you go and make your latte and open your bag of crisps and next target please, and it becomes like a computer game. And I think in some ways it diminishes the sanctity of life. Warfare obviously diminishes the sanctity of life. But you know what? I guess if you're looking at somebody and you're about to pull a trigger on them, or they're about to pull a trigger on you, you get that moment of reflection as to whether you want to or not, or whether you should or not. And it seems to remove some of that. We'll end up with a very different bunch of warfighters as well.
Wasn't that the basis of something from the 1980s? It was this boy, he was in like a trailer park and he was playing old computer games from the 80s. Then suddenly these aliens came down and said, well done, you've passed the test, you're now coming with us and you're going to be fighting in this battle in outer space. Well, we're not far from that.
No, not at all.
Kids now can play games to a speed that me and you struggle to keep up with.
Mate, I watch my kids who are now in their 30s.
That's right.
And watch them play these blooming games, and I'm thinking, flipping heck.
They're the kind of people that the future Navy will be recruiting, I'm sure.
Very different, mate. Very different to, say, technically minded individuals who can use their thumb to move joysticks around and press buttons.
And have no ethical compulsion to press that button.
Because it becomes like a video game. And that's not life. And that the reality of warfare, I think that you should see stuff. If you're going to be involved in stuff, you should see stuff. However horrific that is, you should see it. Because anybody who has been involved in anything bad doesn't want to get involved in anything bad because they know the mess. And so the vast majority of military people who are in leadership do not want to go to war. They don't want to do that. They're not warmongers, not those that have been involved in combat and seen stuff. Why would they? Because they know the horrors of it. So you try and avoid it at all costs, but you train and you prepare. Like, if you have to, you have to. But you wouldn't want to. Nobody in their right mind wants to do that crap. So you lose that if all you're doing is sat behind a bank of screens with a big fat controller in front of you, twiddling your thumbs. You lose all of that because it's nothing more than playing Medal of Honor or something like that, Call of Duty.
And therefore, you get to the point where we may not recognise what the Navy is in our lifetime. And it's always been that way.
And I'm certainly not against change. I just find it fascinating the way that the concepts, the designs, the way that these things are looking now, and they are just so different to anything that I ever served on. I really, looking at these things, mate, I wouldn't want to serve on any of them.
No,